This Premier League Matchday 29 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states and you get $20 free with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Sunday, March the 1st. We are here to run the rule over a Premier League weekend, which finished about 5 hours ago, before we get stuck into a new one that starts on Tuesday night. So no rest for the wicked here. Joining me with his Green Bay Packers, their kicker. Is it the kicker or the punter? He's a Newcastle fan. He was at St James's last week. Did you see, Baz?
Yeah, that's right. He's the punter, I think, isn't he?
He is the punter. I can't remember his name. Someone will know. Joe will know. Anyway, Barry, how the hell are you?
I'm okay. You've just summed up everything before we even come on here. Just said how sick you are of football. And that's exactly how I'm feeling at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right. I've just seen, we had a bit of small talk at the top, and I've put on some Netflix documentary about some American journalist that used to undercover. It was like Watergate and Vietnamese. So I'm watching to take my mind off things. I'm watching fucking 3-year-old Vietnamese children get massacred just because I'm so sick of sport. I couldn't watch any more football. I've had 2 doses of kids football. I've had back-to-back commentaries today. The first one at 11:15 this morning, a 0-0 draw in the fucking Dutch league between Pek Zwolle and Amsterdam. So I just had enough. I then did an Italian game. I then had to fight through nap time, Barry. If this Pride of Britain award doesn't reach me this year, then that's it. I had to fight tooth and nail all the way through nap time, watching Chelsea Arsenal and handicapping these games in order to be ready. So I'm still sulking after the Newcastle match. It was a evil over good weekend all round. Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Newcastle lost. Everton, whatever you want. It was just horrible, horrible weekend. And I'm fucking sick of it. So let's get through this, Barry. We'll pick some winners. The picks were all right, actually, which I suppose is partly why we're here. Anything happening your neck of the woods this weekend?
Yeah, not a lot. Football was cancelled for my team again. We've got a cup quarter final that we've tried to play for 4 weeks now. And for 4 weeks in a row, it's been cancelled due to waterlogged pitches. So that's getting frustrating. Fortunately, the youngest, Sophie, had her game on the day, so I got out to watch a bit of football. Other than that, I've barely done anything. I've barely left the house.
Fair enough. I ran off that hip injury running the line on Friday night. Bob picked up his first career yellow card yesterday, Barry.
You don't see yellow cards at that age very often.
He thinks he's a fucking tough guy now. That's the problem. He's strutting around. He's like he's a foot taller. He's like, yeah, I got a yellow card, so what? So he thinks he's Norman Bite Your Legs Hunter now. But the referee put it in as well, Dodgy Dave. I don't mind Dodgy Dave. I think the nickname Dodgy, I think the moniker Dodgy is a little bit unkind on Dodgy Dave because he doesn't give a shit, but he doesn't give a shit for both teams, which is absolutely fine with me. It's just inconsistent. He consistently not bothered. So he gave it was right near the end of the game, 5 minutes left. We won 4-1. And then I got the team sheet home and they had to take a screenshot to send it off. And he's marked down the yellow card. So that'll be 15 quid. I think fine coming out of Bob's money box. So there's his first lesson.
£12.
You what, Baz?
£12 it is.
Oh, was it 12 quid, is it? I wasn't sure what it was. I'll take 15 off him. Get myself a Greg's with a change. Be all right. So that was that. I tell you, let's say hello to the chat first before we start picking over this weekend from the bottom up. Andy Williams is here. Andy, how you doing? John Cullerface, squad number 23. Daniel Wheeler is the Packers punt. He's absolutely right. Bob DeVita is here. Joe Dollar, welcome along. Callum, squad number 9, was in early doors. I think that might be about it. No, I saw Danny Midler early on as well. Danny had some winners. Danny points out that there was a lot of winners. We actually said, I had to listen back to the show quickly this evening because I lost my Jota. I misplaced my yellow Jota. I took it to football on Saturday because it had the formation and the substitutes down in the back, and I left it in Kristen's bag. So I couldn't quite remember all of my picks, my yackers and stuff. But at the end of the show, we pointed out that the chat had come up with so many good picks. Little Pedro and Delap fouls and Everton +1. And there was all kind of stuff in there. So I think that was the place to be. I hated every minute of the Newcastle match. In fact, the first thing I wanted to mention was it was a completely different weekend. After we said last week that everything was unders, it was all both teams to score no. It was all
2-1 today. All 4 games finished 2-1 to the home team.
Yep, mad, isn't it? I've seen a few hackers. There was always going to be some numpties on the internet claiming they'd won gazillions of pounds. But I've seen a few 2-1 hackers. But even both teams to score accumulators, even both teams to score over 2.5 accumulators, or 4 homes or whatever you wanted. It felt like it was quite achievable. There was 36 goals before the Arsenal-Chelsea game, so it finished on 39, which I think was the most this season. Because Saturday afternoon just went wild, didn't it? So both teams to score over 2.5, hitting 7 out of 10. So that was the system play this week. When after last week, when everyone was complaining how rubbish it was, that was just a little bit different. I did hate every minute of the Newcastle match. I hated it from the minute we talked about it on Thursday night, but as you could just tell, there was a cloud over it. It was a horrible spot for us for all kinds of reasons. Horrible opposition, horrible spot, horrible injuries. It was shite and nothing went our way. However, saying that, I don't think we never should have scored. That game actually was 1-0 to Everton. They won that game 1-0 whilst winning it 3-2. And it was 1-0 with that corner. You jinxed it the other day. I took the corners and I said Everton had 10 against Man United, and you said aye, but they didn't score from any of them. Fucking first one they got at the weekend.
I never.
Yeah, when I was taking, don't shake your head. I've listened back, but so they got that corner, scored, and then it was deflection, fuck up. So the next 4 didn't count. We never looked like scoring. They never attempted to score, and it was and that was the fear. That was the game we talked about. Injuries for Newcastle, team selection was weird. Even our best player, Jacob Ramsey, in the first half, walks out the tunnel for the second half, stops, pukes up all over the place, and walks back down the tunnel in the big Joe Willock on. It was absolutely fucking shite. But I'm not making excuses because if we were dog shit, we could still be playing now, and we're never, ever, ever going to win that game. And that Pickford save at the end, by the way, was absolutely astonishing. Like, fucking hell, what a little twat he is.
There was no way, like, from the second that leaves Tonali's boot, there's no way anybody is saving that. I don't know how he done it. You can get as strong a hand as you like on it, but it's going in the top corner. There's no doubt about it. I couldn't believe what I was saying because the second it left, I was out of my chair. I was absolutely certain it couldn't miss. I was absolutely gobsmacked. It's one of them. You just got to take your hat off. It was a great save at the end of the day. Great strike, great save.
The only issue I had with it was why is he shouting Vamoose after he saved it?
He's a dick.
Do you know what I mean? The bloke's from fucking Washington, 3 miles down the road. Really? Vamoose? Dickhead. So that was that. Picks-wise, I think I was maybe juiced out. 9 units back from my 10. I went 4, 5 and 1. My weekly push on Man City -1. I'm delighted with that. I remember Og saying to me once, I hope I break even. I need the money. Like, the option of not having a bet never occurred to him. He just wanted his money back. So Man City -1 every week is a great pick. Fulham was one of my best picks. I rivaled Harry's finish under Harry's 0-0 draw with under 2.5 in Liverpool West Ham in the 5-2 thriller. So that.
How long did it take to get to 3 goals?
I only saw the score at half time. I know it was 3-0 at half time.
Ooh, I might be able to beat it. Like, just carry on.
Oh, you might beat that. Okay. Brighton Forest, I'm guessing. Like I say, I haven't got my notes with me. So, yeah, Liverpool West Ham was a bad one. I got the corned beef pie was the Manchester double. I took the Madrid double in the week, and I thought I'd follow it up with a Manchester double, and that's it. It rounded about 6-4. Wasn't a bad play. So, not too bad. My locket, which was Manchester United, with over 1.5 match goals, we eliminated the 1-0 in that one. So fine. You did all right, I think. Baz finished ahead.
Yeah, so I can beat your unders. So your unders didn't lose until the 43rd minute. Liverpool went 3-0 up. My unders was 15 minutes because I took the Forest Brighton game, which was
well played.
15 minutes. So, but I mean, you're a little bit quiet on the massive trap you walked into, Malcolm. I thought you might have mentioned.
Oh, Villa.
That started the weekend off with a massive old trap.
That was so long ago, Friday night. There's so much happened. I was still stood running the line in concert at 9:15 on Friday night. I was absolutely furious. And then, by the way, the manager, in fact, I don't know how much Andy Williams had to do with this, did like a 25-minute debrief while we're all stood. All the parents were absolutely furious on the side. They fucking won. They won easy. Like, what are you telling the kids? It's -2. Like, the wind's fucking rain's going sideways. What are you debriefing the kids about? Just send the little fuckers home. Honestly, that annoyed us. And then I got in the car and found out Villa had got humped and I'd walked into the trap for a 4th week running. It's so obvious as well. Like, I
come out of that one unscathed. I took the under 2.5 goals, so I got off to a good start with the unders there. I obviously the Saturday was pretty good for me. I took the Brentford team total. That hit really early. Liverpool half-time, full-time. Again, they're 3-0 up at half-time, so that was never going to lose from that point. Newcastle Everton managed to pick a winner. Goals, both teams to score, and over 2.5. And then today was a bit of a mixed bag. I took the unders in Forest, lost massively. I took Fulham team total, which came in fairly easily. And my next two were a push. I took Man United handicap -1 push. I took Chelsea handicap +1 for another push. But like you, I hit my lock. Brentford team total was the lock. I hit my corned beef pie acca as well. That was a overs treble. And my scorer hit Semenyo 7-4 and 6-1 first scorer for Semenyo as well.
Nice.
Overall, decent amount of picks. 5 winners, 3 losers, 2 pushes, and as I say, a few of the exotics coming in. So decent weekend.
We won't do any eye catches just because normally we do the eye catches because we're not handicapping Premier League games on the same show.
I'm still going to have a bit of a moan if that's all right. Like,
yeah, that's fair enough. I have got a couple. I thought it was obvious that we had to get to, Baz. So we'll bring up a couple of talking points, Barry. Let me tell you first that March is here. That's true. I can vouch for that. SGPN is giving away $25,000. Is that for real? Fucking hell, man. 25 grand in Survivor Madness. Winner takes all. One person guaranteed to take home $25,000. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. If you're new to Splash, use the promo code SGPN. Play $5, get $50 in bonus entries. I'll have a look at that after this because I think we can use Splash. A lot of the promotions here are kind of geolocate us out at this side of the Atlantic. But I've used Splash before, so I think we might be able to get on that. Not that I've got a clue about college basketball, do you know what I mean? But it would absolutely pull their pounds down if one of us could win. One of our British listeners could win. Notice you're on the red wine there, Baz. Is this you allowed with red wine?
I'm allowed to do what I want, me. That's the first time I've had in a while.
Does what he wants.
To be fair, I've done half an hour on the treadmill before I opened the red wine, so I feel like I've earned it.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, so we're not doing eye catches. The Arsenal-Chelsea game I thought was mentioning. What I thought, instead of playing that game, what they should have just done was take 20 corners each and see what the score was at the end and then just go home. Because that's all the game was. I mean, we talked about last week, Everton Man U being a documentary on corners.
In doing that 20 corner thing, can we just take the referee out of it? He doesn't need to be there, surely.
No.
Because
it's a free-for-all, wasn't it?
You do what you
want. It's like the fucking Royal Rumble. We should have put a ladder up in the 6-yard box.
When I said to you, I fucking haven't enjoyed football, I just find every fucking game I'm watching at the minute just gets me mad for the referee and stuff. Like, that game today, like, but it's everything. I put that picture on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's how normalised these things have become. Because that one where Raya punches...
It's a great photo. It's a great photo, because everywhere you look, there's more stuff going on. There's just more blokes hacking onto other blokes.
It's like how many penalties can you find?
Spot the ball. There's fucking the ball's nowhere to be seen. Rice is looking that way. You wouldn't know where the ball was coming from if you looked at the
ball. You'd have no chance. But it was the whole point. Like, the VAR that because Raya comes out and punches in the head. So the commentators talk about that and say, it's not much of a punch in the head, so it's not a penalty. Nobody at all mentioned it was literally if you were coaching some kids how to play rugby for the first time and how to textbook wrap someone up and bring them to the ground, that was how you would do it. Saliba, arms around his waist, and just put his body weight on him and brought him down. But it does, like, the commentators don't even comment on it now. It's so normalised that it doesn't get a mention. It was so blatant. And then the fucking Declan Rice one,
the handball.
His handball, his arm comes up like that. And they justify it not being a penalty by saying he was involved in normal physical contact. He had both of his arms around the bloke's shoulders. Like, there's nothing normal about that. How can that? But it's normal. Apparently, it's. If you don't give a handball for the handball, then you've got to give the penalty for the fact he's wrapped his arms around him and not allowed him to jump. That's a foul. But it just fucking, none of it seems to matter anymore. It's fucking mad. It's driving me mad. Everything I watch. And it's not just an Arsenal thing. They're all at it, like you say. We saw it with Everton last week. Everybody's fucking at it all of a sudden. I mean, another. I'm gonna go through them all. The ones that are caught my eye.
I'll drink me tea, but
the Spurs one. Fulham scored that goal with a push in the back.
That was fucking hilarious.
Like, it's either a foul or it isn't. That's fine. If you're going to give them every week, give them every week. But you fucking knock it. I mean, Spurs got the worst thing is Spurs got a goal disallowed last week for the exact same thing. And then fast forward 1 week, the Spurs defender gets pushed over and the goal's allowed to stand. It's no wonder everyone gets fucking pissed off. I mean, that was literally 7 days ago. Spurs got done on one of those, and then you reverse it. So that was shite. I saw an even worse example, and this is in the Sunderland game. Now, I'm laughing my tits off. Sunderland don't get a penalty. Did you see the Enzo Lafayette one where he gets shoved in the back?
He got nudged in the back, yeah.
So that's fucking 5 minutes into the game. Now, for me, it's a penalty. But the referee says, no foul. Fine. Literally, 30 seconds, the exact same foul occurs outside the box. And like that, the whistle's gone. And then 2 minutes later, the same foul again. The same foul occurred 3 times in the space of 2 minutes. And he gives 2 of them, but the one in the penalty box, he waves away. It's a foul or it isn't a foul. It doesn't fucking matter if it's in the box or not. Just fucking consistency, man. It's absolutely madness. 2 minutes later, the same foul and you're making a completely different decision. Just shite.
It's the most animated. I've seen you with so many me. What's the little rant?
Honestly, I keep fucking screaming at the telly. I find myself getting really, really angry. And all I can do is try and explain it to Helen so that she can get angry, but she doesn't care. And that makes us more angry.
I think I've gone beyond that. I think I've been at the point you're at now.
Scaring.
Yeah. I'm just not bothered. I'm just waiting for the time it goes away. Because the only other option is, and they started doing this today, actually, there was talk about it with that IFAB fucking committee, is that they just introduce a whole new set of rules. And the last thing we need is another set of rules to not be implemented properly. We just don't need it. There's been nothing wrong with the game for 150 years.
And I think I've mentioned it time and time again on these corners. The amount of times the referees blow the whistle, stop the corner from being taken, to go and tell 2 players not to foul each other. There's no fucking way you should be doing that. Just fucking let it go and then blow your whistle when it fouls. Callum's mentioned another one in the chat. I've got that in my notes as well.
Sanchez.
Well, just general fucking cheating. Like, this is part of the problem as well, as referees don't stand a fucking...
Well, I've made this point. The players give them just no chance. Chance. Someone should make a stand.
Sanchez is embarrassing because you fucking straight away the commentator saying, "Oh, Sanchez thinks he's being fouled," and you thought there was going to be someone there, and then they show you the replay, and there's literally football.
It was funny.
He's just embarrassed himself. At the same time, the Man United game, have you seen the one with Harry Maguire where he pretends he's being kicked in the head?
Yeah.
Like, the player's foot has stopped about 3 foot away from his head, and he fucking grabs his head, clutching his head. Fucking cheating. Shite. That should be fucking sending off. And the Cunha one again, he's being rewarded for taking a fucking dive. Soft as shite, that. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks, all of it.
Yeah, and like I say, I don't know what to do. Part of the reason I don't get as agitated is because I've got no solutions. I can't offer a solution up other than we've just all got to be better. Like I've said before, and it's not going to happen in an ideal world. Someone takes a stand. A coach of a football team says, "Right, lads, we're not doing any of that anymore." But they won't, because Arsenal fans couldn't give a shit what's going on at every corner. They absolutely love it. They got a corner in the second half today and celebrated like it was a goal. They don't care. And when it's on your side, I bet the Everton fans adored Keane and Dewsbury Hall just lying down yesterday for no reason. And then I saw, we could go on about this all fucking people. Who was it? Martinelli went on the tit list for dragging off. Was it Conor Bradley? A few weeks ago when Conor Bradley was clearly injured. Now, people have clipped up today Dan Burn dragging Keane and Dewsbury Hall off, or trying to get him to come to his feet and saying, "You won't hear anything about this. This is a disgrace. This is a red card." The huge difference was Keane and Dewsbury Hall, with no one around him, just had a lie down and clearly was cheating. So that was with no context. But the other way around, I've seen Newcastle players I've seen Eddie Howe makes Nick Pope sit down so we can change the system and all that. It's just absolutely awful. And I don't know, like I say, my only fear is we get a whole new raft of rules. They've talked about now a set piece clock to 8 seconds on a goal kick, or it's if you don't take the goal kick within 8 seconds, it's a corner. But aren't they just going to start fucking about with the ball and stuff like that? You can see the goalkeeper. They'll just, Arteta and people like that will just think, all right, here's another way of me showing how clever I am to circumvent this new rule. We've just got to be a little bit better.
There's nothing wrong with the fucking rules. There's never been anything wrong with the rules for fucking the 150 years the game's fucking existed, or however long it is. Just fucking give the fouls when the fouls. Like, the corner stuff is so easy to stop.
But if there's 6 fouls, if each team's committing 3 fouls, which one would you give?
Penalties and fucking disallow 3 goals and fucking send more people off. Eventually, it'll stop. Just enforce the fucking rules that are there.
Fair enough. There you go. Barry's missive to the PG, MOL, and IFAB, etc. I think that's about it. We'll get to the teams as we go, and we've already been talking for 24 minutes as well. So I'll tell you about Kalshi, real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states, loads of trading options for your favourite sports. Tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment, even the weather. You can trade anything on Kalshi. New customers get $20. Use the promo code SGPN, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has been on a heater for college and NBA picks. Really easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, and make your own and play with the sliders. Rhythm works really well with Kalshi. If you're looking to go premium, the promo code is SGPN25. If you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month, download Rhythm. The promo code is SGPN25. We didn't even mention Burnley and all that because Lee's not here. I'm sure Lee would have brought up several incidents from the Burnley game. You're right, every game, it just got so much bollocks. Right. Tuesday, the 3rd of March. Oh, actually, before we do the whole list, I wanted to point out 2 things. Draws. The fixture congestion over Christmas was when we got on the draws. Now, back-to-back games. So I think draws might be live here. And I found these games quite difficult. So it wouldn't surprise me if we come out with this with 4 draws for a little bit of profit. A bit of level stakes profit all the way down the card. I also, looking ahead to the World Cup, I was going to take the over 4.5 cards in the USA v Iran in the round of 16 in Los Angeles. We'll get on that nice and early as well, Buzz. Might be slightly fractious. March the 3rd, 7:30 kickoff, 2:30 Eastern time. Bournemouth take on Brentford. Bournemouth are 27-20, plus 135. 13-5 the draw, plus 260. Brentford 15-8, plus, I don't know what that is, plus 187. Yeah. Bournemouth unbeaten in 8, but disappointing. Back-to-back draws. 0-0 against West Ham, 1-1 v Sunderland. They've actually drawn 3 of the last 4. So I had this up immediately as a draw candidate. That's what made me think about that little fixture congestion thing. But Brentford don't draw at all. They've drawn 4 in 28 and none away from home. 1-6, lost 8 of their 14 games. The form's a little bit mad. 1-1 v Arsenal. 0-2 against Brighton. And then whatever the fuck that was at Burnley yesterday. I mean, you can't, don't know how you meant to handicap that in any way, shape or form. Brentford, 5 of 8 have gone under. Bournemouth, 5 of 8 have gone under. I did this in Liverpool v West Ham at the weekend. I said, I don't like it, but I'm going to take the stats over my instinct. And I was made a fool of in a 5-2 game. But if you think that stopped me doing it again, Baz, you've got another thing coming. Under 2.5 is 13-10, plus 130, Baz.
Yeah, so I can see why you've done it. I say I'm getting fucking
Fef went straight immediately before I'd even given my pick out. You said over 1.5 first half goals. There's going to be goals in this. Like it's a tricky one.
I'm getting angry again because match of the day is on in the corner of the room and Lacroix's just been sent off for that fucking dive from Cunha. I need to turn the telly off. I can see why you've got it purely on instinct. When I got to this game, I like goals. Purely, I think, because it's two sides that I generally think are capable of scoring a few lately. But when you actually dig into the recent numbers, it does push you the opposite way. 4 of Bournemouth's last 5 gone under 2.5. 5 of Brentford's last 7 have gone under 2.5. In terms of the form, Bournemouth, I think, just look the steadier of the two. They're unbeaten in 8. 4 of those were draws. And they have recently failed to beat Sunderland and West Ham. Whereas Brentford have won 3 of their last 7, but 3 defeats in there and a draw. What really stood out for Brentford is defensively, they've conceded 2 or more in 5 of their last 7 league games, Brentford, including conceding 3 to Burnley the other day. So that steered me back into the goals. But I'm going for Bournemouth. I'm going to go take Bournemouth to get a couple of them. I think Bournemouth are the better side slightly at the moment. They're at home, and Brentford have got a bit of a form for conceding a couple. So Bournemouth team total over 1.5 at 5-6.
So looking for the 2-0 Bournemouth win. 7:30 is Everton against Burnley. Everton 3-5, minus 166. 27-10 the draw, plus 270. Burnley 15-4, plus 375, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, Everton are almost impossible to handicap at the minute, aren't they? Especially at home, because the difference between their home and away form is night and day. They're currently sitting 3rd in the form table. If you look at the away form only over this season, they are sitting 3rd in the league behind Arsenal and Man City, Everton. Home form, 14th in the league. So that shows the difference there. No win in 6 league games at home as well. Burnley, I don't know what to make of them. I mean, you could say they've been having a go recently. They have scored 7 goals across their last 3 games, but they're shipping too many at the other end. Conceded 7 in the same 3 matches, and they've let in 2 or more in 5 of their last 6 league games. So despite Everton's recent home struggles, I'm going to take them to get a few goals here, just because Burnley will give up goals to everybody. It's another team total pick. Everton over 1.5 goals at 8-11 here.
I thought that was an option, but I took a slightly different pick. Just because Everton have carried on fitting the system, the weekend's result was perfectly in the framework that we've had laid out for us for the last 3 or 4 months. So regardless of the opposition, even if it is Burnley, you can't bet them at 3-5. Now, I've got no idea what Burnley are up to. They're 2-0 down and win 3-2 at Palace. They then get a 1-1 at Chelsea. They then go 0-3, 3-3, 3-4 yesterday. There's no patterns or sense in what Burnley are up to. And I just prefer to trust that slightly mad Burnley form in terms of goals. Now, 5 of the last 8 have gone over 2.5, but 4 of those went over 3.5. So you're right, there has been a ton of goals. I don't mind your pick because it gets involved in my pick, which is over 2.5, 9 to 10, -111. I just couldn't take. I couldn't trust Everton to either win it or take the lion's share just because their home form has been horrible. Picks are, just having a look from the people. Everton, both teams to score and over 2.5 fits in with both of our handicaps for Joe Dollar. Next up is Leeds United against Sunderland. Leeds have drifted a little bit here, actually. 9 to 10, -111. 13 to 5, the draw, +260. And Sunderland are in a 10th of a point. They're 29 to 10, +290. They were 3 to 1. Leeds were very good against City. Watched it in the pub. They played them really hard. That was another pick that people talk about in the chat, was Leeds to get amongst them early, Leeds to score first, Leeds to get some early corners. Didn't actually come in, but I tell you what, they absolutely set about them in the first few minutes. They've got a really good record at home against the bottom 12. Won 5, drawn 2, lost 1. Sunderland, we've pretty much just seen this exact game at Bournemouth, and they've got a 1-1 draw. But they're overall still on a downward trend. I've got a poor record picking evens favourites, but I'm going to go again. I'll take Leeds to win at 9 to 10, -111, Barry.
Yeah, I thought Leeds put in a good effort yesterday against Man City. Took them to the wire and had a couple of chances later on to spoil it a little bit. But I think if they play anywhere near to that level here, they'll have a good chance. They'll be good enough. Sunderland haven't won away from home since October, and they've conceded 10 goals in their last 4 away games as well. Leeds have only lost 2 of their last 7, and those defeats came against the top 2 in the league, against Man City and Arsenal. So I think Leeds are certainly in better form. They've actually came out with a good few points recently from a tough run. They've faced 4 of the top 6 in the last 5 games, and still picked up 5 points from those games, including draws against Villa and Chelsea. I just think Leeds are the better side and in better form. So like you, I will take Leeds to win here. I had them at 17 to 20, but I'll take the 9 to 10.
Callum and Joe both going Leeds with both teams to score. Fefs on the other side. Sunderland +1, 10 to 11. Don't mind it. You take your push maybe when Leeds beat them 2-1, and everyone else is in the winner's circle. Next game is 8:15 on Tuesday, which is 3:15. Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Liverpool. Do Liverpool just play Wolves, Burnley and West Ham on a 3-week cycle? Do they ever play anyone else except the fucking worst 3 teams in the division? I said to Bob, guess who Liverpool are playing this week? And he went, it's probably Wolves. Like, he had no idea. But he just knows how it works. Sorry, everyone, I forgot the rear gun. Luckily, Danny is fucking all over it. Apologies, we're back in the game. So, yeah, Liverpool play Wolves for the 4th time in the last 4 weeks. And Wolves are 6 to 1. The draw is 21 to 4 plus 425. Liverpool are 2 to 5, -250, Bad.
Yeah, I feel like Liverpool are starting to build a bit of momentum now. 6 wins from their last 7 in all competitions and only lost to Man City. Scored 5 against West Ham at the weekend, which doesn't bode very well for Wolves here. Although Wolves have tightened up a little bit defensively lately, but it hasn't really translated into many points. The win over Villa at the weekend was their first in 9 games. I just feel like Liverpool should have too much here. I thought they were an all right price in terms of trying to find a pick. You know, you can't back them on their own, but I'm going straight back to a pick that landed comfortably for me at the weekend. It was Liverpool half-time, full-time. Nice and easy with them 3-0 up at half-time last week. I'm going to go the same way. Liverpool to get ahead early doors and see it through. Liverpool half-time, full-time, 21 to 20.
Someone was just saying Liverpool play Wolves in the Cup as well on Friday, so that'll make a nice change. This game could be absolutely chaos, actually. Wolves enjoyed their 2-0 win against Villa, and they're giving it a go, albeit slightly too late to save themselves. Liverpool's 5-2 win against West Ham was wild, but I just looks like goals in this game. I built in a little safety net, Baz. I went for the alternate Asian handicap, and I went over 3 goals. We've been enjoying our pushes the last 3 weeks. You had 2 this week. I got Man City in. FF's going to get one when Sunderland lose 2-1. So we'll push at 3. But there's been loads of goals going in these games. So over 3 goals is 7-8, minus 114. So there you go. Next up is that it for Tuesday? Yes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on Wednesday. 7:30 kickoff is Aston Villa taking on Chelsea. Fucking here we go. Aston Villa is 17-10, plus 170, 5-2 the draw, plus 250. Chelsea 7-5, plus 140. Now, I handicapped these games in the first half of the Arsenal-Chelsea game, and there was something happened. Pedro Neto got sent off, which changes my handicap a little bit. Fucking, we haven't talked about that either. Chelsea.
The stupid thing. Who was it got sent off the other day for Chelsea? I can't even remember who it was.
Take your pick at all.
Was it Cucurella? I can't remember. Someone got sent off in the last game for them, didn't they? And Rossini, they'd asked Rossini and said, do you not think this is a bit of a problem? This is like your 8th red card this season. He went, no, to be fair, it's the first one since I came in. And then very next game, there's another one. It's ridiculous.
Well, Villa look completely cooked, don't they? Chelsea are a circus act. I've no idea what the fucking goalie today, honestly. Absolutely ridiculous performance. I think you picked this trend on Villa on Friday night, Baz, when you hit it against Wolves. 8 in a row, under 2.5 goals for Aston Villa, jumps off. The Chelsea form isn't great. Home draws against Burnley and Leeds before they lost a game of video corners against Arsenal today. Chelsea had scored over 1.5 goals 5 games in a row before that Burnley match. And they did look quite dangerous today, even from set pieces and elsewhere. And they were down to 10 in both games as well. So they were relatively competitive, even though they were down to 10. Now, Neto, I think, is one of their best attacking players. So this detracts a little bit from my pick. Because I had to pivot away from Villa. I had no choice. I gave myself no choice. I can't be fooled again. I took the Chelsea team total over 1.5. I think there's a couple of goals in Chelsea. Villa are struggling. Even money for 2 Chelsea goals, but
yeah, I come to this one. I just thought this is all about working out which of these is the biggest trap here. Because obviously Villa has been a trap regularly, but Chelsea could be as well. You can't back Villa for a start. Plenty of people walked into that one at the weekend and won't be doing so here. But Chelsea are now winless in 3 league games as well, including failing to beat Burnley and Leeds at home. So Chelsea not exactly filling anyone with tons of confidence. Currently, Villa just 1 win from their last 5 in what looked like a really kind run of fixtures as well. I thought the defeat to Wolves was obviously a shocker. And as you mentioned, Unders has been the handle in with Villa recently. 8 straight games under 2.5. They've only scored 3 goals in their last 5 matches. Chelsea games have been better. Certainly got more goals in them than Villa have. But I can't take the overs. I can't believe the overs here was 4-6. So plus money for the unders, given that Villa form just looked too nice to me. I do think your pick's all right. I think Chelsea might win it, but I think it'll be a 1-0 or a 2-0 potentially. I'm sticking with the trend. Under 2.5 goals, 6-5.
I think you have to, Baz. I do that a lot myself. Is if I found a trend, picked it, had a winner, it's hard to get away from. And I think you're absolutely right, because you see you're playing with house money when you've just come off a plus money winner. Let me tell you about Underdog. It's got you covered for pick'em for almost every sport. Underdog has just increased their payouts. 2 pick entries now pay 3.5 times your money. In 3 pick entries pay 6.5, which is good. Brand new offer. New customers play $5, get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You get the best prices. Download the Novig app. Get $50. Spend 5. The promo code is SGPN. Get on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. And don't forget Merch Madness. 15% off everything in the merch store. The promo code is March. Over there, go and get some Premier League gambling podcast swag, if you like. 7:30 on Wednesday is Fulham. No, hang on, no, it isn't. It's Brighton taking on Arsenal. Brighton 9-2 plus 450, 11-4 the draw plus 375. Arsenal 3-5 minus 166. Baz.
Yeah, I'm just confused. I was about to reply to Joe. Joe's complaining about that Neto red card and that the referee stopped play when Arsenal had the advantage. But I think the rule is if you're going to show a red card, you have to stop the play. If he played the advantage, he couldn't go back and give a second yellow. So
unless it's an obvious scoring opportunity.
Yeah. So that's the reason he brought it back.
The second yellow has to stop the game, yeah. It's just one of those things.
I think there's a bit of a...
Fuck knows why.
I don't know. I don't know why he couldn't let them crack on.
Doesn't make any sense.
But that is the rule. That's the only reason he stopped it in that instance, was because he knew he was going to show a red card. Anyway, what game are we on? Brighton, Arsenal. I think it's a fairly short one for me, really. I just think hard to oppose Arsenal here. Even with Brighton winning back-to-back games recently, Arsenal unbeaten in 6, under a bit of pressure last week, I think, with City having reeled them in a little bit after a couple of draws for Arsenal. But they responded well with two good wins. Away from home, they haven't lost in 7 league games now. And goals haven't been an issue either. Arsenal have scored 16 in their last 6 games. Is that true? Have I just made that up? I've read that out. And then
what have Arsenal done?
I've immediately doubted myself.
I wasn't listening.
I said they've scored 16 goals in their last 6 games. Is that right? That's true,
Possible.
It's a lot of goals, that.
Maths, love maths, me.
I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you something about my notes in a minute. So yeah, Arsenal have scored 16 in the last 6, and they've hit 2 or more in 5 of those 6 games. I do think Arsenal will beat Brighton. I think they'll have too much, but to get a bit of a better price out of it, I'm going to tag on the over 1.5 goals. Arsenal and over 1.5 at 10-11. I type my notes out really frantically and sloppily. There's lots of typos and all of that, and shorthand stuff and things. And tonight I got all my notes and I pasted them into AI, and I said, "Can you just tidy these notes up for me and make them a bit tidier? Get rid of the spelling mistakes, make them into like legible sentences and things."
Yeah.
And actually, it's come out all right. But that's why I doubted myself there. I wondered if AI had stitched me up, but it turned out it hadn't. It was all right.
Okay, I'm still very much pen and paper here, Baz, as you know.
All picks are my own and all notes are my own, but it just, they've put them into a more easily readable format than my terrible typing.
Fefwef has picked the exact same pick as you. Mine's similar but different. Brighton have improved, back-to-back wins against Brentford and Forest. That 2-1 against Forest ended a run of 6 consecutive unders. 6 unders in 7 for Brighton. Arsenal all set pieces again today, but it still counts. They've scored over 1.5 goals in 6 out of 7. So the price is a bit short, but I was ready for a nap. Is what my last side of my notes here. My eyes were going at this point. So I thought, fuck it, that's enough. Arsenal team total over 1.5. It's 18-25, minus 138. So it's at the skinny end, but it fits in. You can tag on Arsenal to win, etc. I doubt it's going to finish 2-2. So anything you like, whatever you boys like. Next is 7:30 Wednesday is Fulham taking on West Ham United. Fulham 23-20 plus 115. 12-5 the draw plus 240. West Ham 12-5 plus 240. There will be no prizes for guessing who I have picked to win this football match, Barry. Got Fulham again today against Tottenham. I don't know what price we're... I'm flicking through this book as if it's got me notes in, when I know fine well it hasn't got me notes in. They were plus money, though. They were a very similar price, actually. I'm a sucker for Fulham at home at these prices, especially when they've just hit for me this afternoon and West Ham got spanked 5-2 away from home. I'll just take it again. Fulham 23-20 plus 115, Barry.
I mean, Fulham were playing Spurs and West Ham were at Anfield, weren't they? So a bit of a difference, but...
Not really. West Ham any better than Spurs?
I'm saying Liverpool are better than Spurs, is what I'm saying. You're comparing the West Ham result with the Fulham result. It's a little bit of a difference. Anyway, I'm just laughing here. Here's the Fulham Spurs games on the telly at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there a fucking more stupid yellow card than wrestling over a ball after you've scored a goal?
Calvin Bassey was laughing his head off, wasn't he?
Aye, because Richarlison's got him in a headlock to get it. I've never understood, because it's the Fulham kickoff. So even if you get the ball and run and put it on the spot, they can still just mince about and take their time to get to the halfway line. They dictate when the game kicks off. So you can see Callum Bassey was just laughing and saying to the referee, well, it's my ball. It doesn't matter if Richarlison's got his hand on it. I'm the one that's going to kick it off, type of thing. I've never understood the whole thing of right, let's fucking pick it up and put it on the spot, because it doesn't suddenly mean that Fulham striker is going to kick off immediately as you put it down, is it? You know what I mean? Daft.
I like Calvin Bassey, right? And I'll tell you one thing that confirmed that I was right to like Calvin Bassey. Out of nowhere one day, Terza messaged me, I fucking hate that Calvin Bassey, me. And the minute I totally unsolicited.
Suddenly you love Calvin Bassey. If
Terza thinks one thing, then I think the other. So I knew I liked him, but that confirmed it when he didn't like him. So, yeah, go on, mate. Fulham to beat West Ham. What you got, Baz?
Oh, yes, I forgot about making a pick. I was too busy laughing at Calvin.
You're too busy. Stop watching the telly, buying fucking pants, whatever you're doing, and drinking your wine, and concentrate on the job in hand. It's 11:30. People want to go to bed.
I know. I've 11:30. I've still got to get 1,200 steps in before I go to bed. Anyway, talk about that in a bit. West Ham, unbeaten in 3. Have picked up 11 points from their last 7 games. So they are picking themselves up a bit. They've dragged themselves right onto Forest's tail in the relegation fight. And at home, they've lost only 1 of the last 5, although 3 of those were draws. They haven't lost many at home. So I don't know why I just mentioned that, because they're away from home here, aren't they? So that was a shit start. Yeah, he's stitched me up there. Fulham won back-to-back league games. But the standout in the Fulham form for me was the over 2.5. It's landed in 7 straight games now, and both teams to score has hit in 6 of those 7. West Ham have shown a bit more about them in attack recently too. I thought, even in getting battered off Liverpool, they still scored a couple. So for me, there's no need to get clever here. I just thought the over 2.5 was the obvious pick. Over 2.5 goals, 4-5.
Never accuse you of getting clever, Barry. Don't worry about that. 7:30 on Wednesday, Manchester City take on Nottingham Forest. Man City are 9-25, minus 227. The draw is 4-1. And Forest have shortened up. They are 6-1. They were 13-2 plus 650. I don't know who's backing Forest. It's not me, Baz. What have you got?
It's not me either. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I mean, this is a horrible fixture for Forest right now, given their position near the bottom and the current form. They fell short again at Brighton today. We both give them a chance, didn't we? We thought they might pick something up this weekend. I think we both put them down as our dog. And they're now without a win in 5 league games. City, meanwhile, are flying. 8 wins from 9 in all competitions. 6 wins in a row. And although they're not blowing teams away generally, you look at the last couple, they beat Leeds by a single goal, beat Newcastle by a single goal. But at home, they've won 7 straight, and 6 of those were by 2 goals or more. I actually thought the handicap for City would be a little bit shorter here. I think it's fine. I think City at home are far better at hitting these handicaps. Man City minus 1.5 at even money for me.
City did have to work hard against Leeds. Missing Haaland. He was doing something with the sidemen earlier on when I went into Bob's crack tent to see what he was up to. Erling Haaland was on the sidemen. If any young people listening, I know what that is. Haaland will not be back for this game. Forest are rubbish. 2 more defeats this week. Don't forget they managed to lose to Fenerbahce the other night as well at home. I had to get creative here, so I went back to an old faithful of mine, Barry. This is what I call my Bayern Munich pick. Can you guess what my pick is?
Lots, 4.5 is lots of goals, is what you're going to say.
I'll tell you what, Baz. Man City missing Haaland, so they're going to win. But I'll tell you what, 4.5 is a lot of goals, Barry. I'll give you 2 options here. because there's one off the ladies' menu, or you can have a proper option. Man City to win in under 5 goals is 18-25, minus 138. Oh, if you're not having that, Man City to win with under 4 goals is 5-4, plus 125. So we'll take the Bayern Munich, but Man City will squeeze them out 2-0 or something like that. Man City will win in either under 4 or under 5 goals, depending on how fruity you're feeling. Next up,
Haaland, by the way, fantasy football, Malcolm. Yeah. Nobody saw Haaland not playing. I absolutely didn't, because I didn't bother checking to see who was my vice captain, who would step in. Now, the obvious choice for vice captain would be Ep.353, wouldn't it? So Haaland doesn't play. I look at my vice captain. I realise I haven't changed it for weeks, and mine's sat on Gabriel. Meanwhile, Ep.353 goes and picks up 15 points yesterday, a goal and 2 assists. So I was a bit sick. Fortunately, Gabriel come out all right. He got bonus points. He got an assist and all of that lot. So come out unscathed in the end. Had a good week in fantasy football. Transferred in Harry Wilson, 12-pointer. That was good timing.
Well, he should have been in your team. He's been fucking running the Prem for the last 2 months. Barry, all that tells me is that you're 2 months behind the curve.
You can't have them all, though, can you?
Can't have them all. I can't be doing with fantasy football, but I'm not having it. Mark Gahey and Ruben Diaz, 1 foul each, both under evens. Fefwef gives us. Igor Jesus, he's good at drawing fouls. O'Reilly shot on target, 5-6, 4 in his last 3. Joe Dollar, I think, he's had a stroke. Forrest on the money line, says Joe.
Joe doesn't believe that.
Clear Arsenal. A little bit of an Arsenal pick. Next game, which from the minute I got in the pub on after that game on Saturday night, and I just said to the lads, I'm not going to settle until the final whistle's gone on Wednesday. I'm not going to enjoy anything that happens in my life until that final whistle's gone, and at least I'll know my fate has been sealed, because this is fucking unbearable. It's the second worst night of the year. Newcastle United take on Manchester United. Newcastle are 29-20, plus 145. The draw's 14-5, plus 280. Man United are 31-20, plus 155. First thing that jumped off the page of mine, this is a WTF. Has to be, doesn't it? This is a wrong team favourite. Like, you can't have Newcastle as a favourite in this spot. They got that 1 win without Bruno G away at Tottenham, wasn't it? And that was the one that's flown in the face of the unable to win a game in 37 attempts or whatever when Bruno hasn't been playing. They've just lost 3 in a row at home. Brentford, Aston Villa, Everton. That's the first time they've lost 3 in a row at home under Eddie Howe, by the way. Man United weren't great again, but they're still riding momentum. They're still riding the fucking devil's jizz look that they get all the time. They're getting the benefit of playing 1 game a week, because they either didn't qualify or got knocked out of every tournament at the earliest possible opportunity. And Michael Carrick continues just to put the best players on, and he's getting stuff out of Sesko, Fernandes, and Bumo. Who's the other one? Cunha today, cheating, all of that. I made this pick 10 days ago, just because I knew this game was coming up, and I wanted to get it out of my head, because I'm already this anxious about it, but I didn't want this preying on my mind. So I made this pick, honestly, a week and a half ago, and I've stuck with it. And the reason I made this pick is, firstly, it's a definite winner, but also it doesn't rule out Newcastle coming away with a result. So I've left the door ajar, Barry. I've left the door ajar for Eddie Howe to coach a masterclass. The pick is, well, we've just seen Qarabag and Everton score 2 and 3 goals at St James's Park. Defence is wobbly. Neither of our goalkeepers could keep fucking chickens, by the way. Ramsdale's a hologram. I don't believe he exists. Like, if it's on target, it's in. He should hand out cards, right, that have that written on it. Aaron Ramsdale, if it's on target, it's in. And his phone number. And Nick Pope's fucking pony. Man United team total, 9-10, minus 111. I've left the door ajar for a 3-2 win, Baz, but the pick is a winner.
Yeah, we never talked about Pope and his fucking clanger. How many?
How has the ball ended up over there from there.
That was the only outcome. That was the hardest outcome from that save.
It was important. If you'd asked him to do that, he couldn't have.
Really easy save to catch, or really easy to just put out for a corner or put out towards a thing. I don't know what he was doing. It was absolutely bizarre. But it's numerous times he's cost us with massive, massive mistakes this season. Someone pointed out the day, meanwhile, we've got a £20 million signing, Vlad Chodimos or whatever he's called, who's sitting third in La Liga, apparently playing out of his skin for Sevilla.
Oh, is he?
Apparently he's having a great time over there. He's fucking player of the match regularly.
Get John Ruddy in on Wednesday, Baz.
Hell, man, honestly, it's desperate, isn't it? I mean, it's a horrible game. What was your pick? What did you go for?
Man United team total.
Yeah, I thought it might.
And then we win 3-2.
It's one I've went for regularly with Man United. I mean, from Newcastle's point, you can't back them. 5 defeats in 6 league games. No real sign of improvement and a really bad matchup given where Man United are at the moment. And in the past, it's a sort of game where you're right, Eddie Howe could come up with that master plan, but we just don't look to have a master plan at the moment. And a lot of that comes down to Bruno not being there, and the other part is a striker who can't fucking consistently score goals. We haven't got one of them, which is a problem. I think what Man United now unbeaten in 10 and won 6 of their last 7. And whilst Newcastle had a recent good run against them in recent seasons, that obviously came to an end on Boxing Day where we were poor once again. But the one angle I do keep coming back to is that Man United goals. And the other one is Newcastle not being able to keep anybody out. No clean sheet in 11 games now in all competitions. But we usually do get on the score sheet ourselves. 10 straight games for Newcastle have seen both teams to score. And 9 of those also went over 2.5 goals. So I just felt goals was inevitable. And again, it leaves the door open for me being happy with the Newcastle win. But both teams are scoring over 2.5 at 11-10 plus money. I thought was a decent price.
No, it's a good bet.
Because it is coming up regular enough. AI has let me down in tidying up my notes on this one, Malcolm. It's referring to Newcastle as United. I didn't type that. That's confusing because everybody else calls Man United United, and it's mixed the teams up on a couple of occasions. So there's a fail there, fail in the system. But anyway, I corrected it, so it's fine.
You're the one who's failed, Barry, relying on that fucking AI. I've already told you, Dave last week was asking me if I wanted the handicap for 2023 or whatever it was, the dickhead. One game on Thursday, the final game is 8 o'clock, Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace. Tottenham 27-20 plus 135. 9-4 the draw plus 225. Palace are 2-1. Barry, finish us off with a winner.
It goes from bad to worse for Spurs, doesn't it? No win in 10 now and 4 straight defeats. And even though Palace have been on the do not bet list for quite a while, I'd much rather be on them as underdogs than Spurs as favourites. They've picked up 7 points from my last 5, Palace. And who's that? Wins over Wolves, Brighton, and then obviously they led today at Old Trafford, and obviously it all unravelled on that red card in the end. But I think there's at least a few positives in recent weeks where they had been in a proper slump before that. The obvious angle for me is exactly what I went for today with Fulham. It's Spurs conceding 2 or more. They've done it in 8 straight league games now. Spurs have conceded 2 goals. Now, the problem is Palace don't often score 2. Well, that's the risk here. But this is Spurs, and they're just a complete mess at the moment. So I'm going to stick with Palace to score 2 goals. Palace team total over 1.5, 6-4, big plus money price to finish off.
Tottenham completing an auto fade. You can't bet them as favourites. That's insane. Palace were okay today against Man United, and Palace have won 2 of the last 4. Oddly, when we think that they haven't won for bleeding months. Little downside to Palace is the Lacroix suspension that he gets because he's an important player for them. So what they've got at the back, I don't know. But this is just a pure fade of a team in free fall. I could trust Tottenham, I think, to lose to absolutely any fucker in this league. So Palace wouldn't be my first choice of opposition, but I'm still not going to not pick them. I'm still not going to not pick them. I don't know if that makes any sense as a sentence, but anyway, upshot is Crystal Palace at 2-1 will be my play there. Gone past an hour already, Baz. That's you waffling on that earlier on. Look.
Mal, I'm in trouble. Right? Yeah, I'm in fucking big trouble.
Why?
I have just got to the end of my notes and I don't have a lock, a dog, an actor, or a score. I haven't fucking picked them.
Have you just remembered that you've forgotten?
I've just remembered that I'd forgot to do that bit.
Right, so that's all really slowly through mine, and you've got maybe 20, 24 seconds or so. See if you can spot what I've done with my lock here. My lock is the Manchester United team total at 9-10, -1 in a pathetic attempt to reverse mush them. If they beat us 1-0, it's not going to work at all. Dog is Crystal Palace at 2-1. Again, not too many dogs kicking around. Tottenham are fucked. Corned beef pie accumulator, both teams to score in the games at Bournemouth, Wolves, and Newcastle. That's 14-5 plus 280. My stake in Stiltnacker is a money line treble. I'm going to take Burnley. Where are Burnley? Oh, Burnley away at Everton. Yes. Man United away at Newcastle. And Palace away at Tottenham is 43-1. Anytime goal scorer is Benjamin Sesko. Always happens whether anyone we were ever linked with will then come and score immediately past us. Ekitike did it after about 7 minutes. So that's unavoidable. 8-5 plus 160, 7-1. First and last. Dave shit the bed on Saturday with Newcastle. And he's gone directly against me here with Everton Burnley. Under 2.5 goals for Dave. Earlier on, the notes have gone. I asked him what the general outcome was going to be of the set piece current palaver, and he laid out a whole list of things, why it's happened, how it's going to change, and how we're going to get out of it. So I didn't write it down because I thought when I click back on this little tab, it'll still be there again, but it doesn't say it's not there. So I can't tell you what he said. So maybe we'll cover that another day. But anyway, Baz, you don't have to worry about it. Dave says everything's going to be all right. Right, you give us these really well thought out exotics, Baz, that you've had. I've padded out for fucking 2 minutes here, Barry. I've done you a favour.
This could be amazing or could be absolute dog shit, given I've had 45 seconds to pick my exotics. No scorer for me this week. There just wasn't anyone I fancied, so I've just left the scorer alone, Malcolm. But I have got a lock. My lock will be Man City -1.5. My dog's going to be West Ham. I think West Ham can turn Fulham over. So I'll take West Ham at 12-5 as my dog. My acca is going to be over 2.5 goals, treble again. Come in for me at the weekend. I'm going to take the games at Wolves, Fulham and Newcastle over 2.5 goals at 7-2. And you mentioned the potential for draws with the games coming around quick. I'm going to take 3 draws for my stake in Stiltnacker. Leeds v Sunderland, Bournemouth v Brentford, Fulham v West Ham, all to draw 45-1.
So you got West Ham as your dog, and then you got West Ham to draw in your thing. Love that, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how quick I was having to rush through that.
Beautifully done. Right, okay, then let's go away now because I'm fully footballed out this weekend. There's no Prem game tomorrow night, is there, thankfully. I've got some dog shit Portuguese commentary tomorrow night. And they kick off late as well. 9 o'clock kick off, and it's not even anyone you've heard of. It's like Gil Vicente against Mori Oriense. Who's listening to that? It's on Channel 38, which is, I've said before, the higher the number is, I know the fewer people are listening to this. And 38's right up there. My ones today were 32 and 33. So this is 5 further south. So if you want to get a bit of late Portuguese action in, I'm your man. Get on Channel 38 tomorrow. Baz, do you want to tell the people anything before we let them go?
No, I've got. I decided I thought I'd be a bit lazy in February, so March, I'm going back to my January plan of 10,000 steps every day. It's March the 1st, and I'm sat here on 8,900. So I'm going to.
You got 17 minutes. Can you do that? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, 1,000 steps is 9 minutes or something. So I'll just quickly plod along on the treadmill, or I'll go for a walk around the block. I'll be all right.
I don't know if I told you. I told you I got a new phone the other day, and it had got the little Fitbit app thing on it, or like Fitbit type thing. So I checked mine the other night just to see, and I'd done 25. Not 25,000, 25. That's got to be some sort of world record, isn't it? That
25's impossible.
it was about 8 p.m, Baz.
25 steps just to walk from your bed to the shitter.
Not in my house. Everything's within easy reach.
FOF's asking what I had for dinner. It was a chicken dinner. So we had a roast dinner because the kids, he's asked what veg. And funnily enough, I had all of the veg today. I had carrots, turnip, tender stem broccoli, parsnips, and cabbage. It's 5 veg there.
5 veg.
There was cauliflower cheese, so I could have had cauliflower as well. But the cheese, I'm trying to be good on it. So I loaded up on all the veg, but I dodged the cauliflower cheese because it's a bit too calorific for me. That, but yeah, the kids were craving it.
How did you prep your turnip? I love a bit of turnip done properly. Like, it's underrated, the turnip, isn't it?
It is. I was the only one that had it. I'll eat the full amount of turnip myself. I just diced it and boiled it. That was it. Nothing special.
Not mashed it.
No, I did want to mash it up with the carrots, but I was a bit short of time, so I just had it on its own.
Oh, no, mashed up with a massive whack of butter, too much salt, and a little bit of paprika or something like. And then the bubble and squeak the next day.
That's
leftovers.
Exactly what I'm doing tomorrow.
Oh, Baz, I'm fucking on my way.
Loads of cabbage, loads of turnip, loads of carrots left over. So I will have bubble and squeak tomorrow. A bit of smoked streaky bacon in the bubble and squeak.
Holy shit.
Bit of onion. Oh, it'll be beautiful.
That sounds like an arc to triumph, Barry. Right, thank you. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Good luck with your picks. Prem action. We'll be back, I reckon, Thursday, maybe, for FA Cup in it this weekend. Andy, about 7 times, tried to shoehorn Wrexham v Chelsea into the chat tonight, and thankfully everyone ignored him every time you mentioned it. But we might talk about it on Thursday night, Andy. So, yeah, enjoy the games, have a few winners, and we'll see you all down the road. Cheers.